والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا وحبيبنا مولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا، اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. كيف حالكم؟ Everybody okay? Alhamdulillah. Okay, Bismillah. Let's start with maybe the announcements. Okay, let's start with Mazeedfeehi first, and then announcements, and then first Al-Fatiha, inshallah. Okay. Again on the Mazeedfeehi, just I know you may be asking me like, why are we doing all this stuff and why so many verbs and all that stuff. Just carry on, inshallah. Do what you can. Do what you can, inshallah. Don't stress about it. Don't drop out about it. Don't have sleepless nights about it. It's okay. Just do what you can, inshallah. Okay. Do what you can, inshallah. And sometimes it's like difficult to master. It's okay. Also, you do what you can. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. My father-in-law, he did Arabic law. Like, you know, in part-time classes like this, I don't know, for the last 7-8 years, but he struggles to master his sarf. So to this day, 8 years later, he always has his sarf book with him. Wherever he goes, he takes his sarf book with him. The man even had a heart attack, and in ICU had his sarf book with him. So what I'm saying is like, it's not easy for everybody. So you might say, yeah, some people just saying the scales easily. It's not so easy, but it's fine. But I'm saying just do what you can. At least get the understanding of what we're doing. Even if you can't master all and memorize all, it's fine, inshallah. But don't stress about it. I don't want you to stress, just relax, inshallah. But also do work also. Don't like write it off completely. Do some work as well when it comes to it. What happened to the 10 scales here? Oh yeah. Okay, let's do some practice and then we will start, inshallah. Let's start with fa'ala altogether. Fa'ala yufa'ilu taf'ilan mufa'ilun mufa'alun. Fa'il la tufa'il nazala. Nazzala yunazzilu tanzilan munazzilun munazzalun. Nazzil la tunazzil. Kadhaba كذب يكذب تكذيبا مكذب مكذب. كذب لا تكذب. سبح يسبح تسبيحا مسبح مسبح. سبح لا تسبح. علم يعلم تعليما معلم معلم. علم لا تعلم. قتل يقتل تقتيلا مقتل مقتل. قتل لا تقتل. فاعل يفاعل فعالا مفاعل مفاعل. فاعل لا تفاعل. جاهد يجاهد جهادا مجاهد مجاهد. جاهد لا تجاهد. قاتل يقاتل قتالا مقاتل مقاتل. قاتل لا تقاتل. حافظ يحافظ حفاظا محافظ محافظ. حافظ لا تحافظ. هاجر يهاجر هجارا مهاجر مهاجر. هاجر لا تهاجر. نافق ينافق نفاقا منافق منافق. نافق لا تنافق. سارع يسارع سراعا مسارع مسارع. سارع لا تسارع. أفعل يفعل إفعالا مفعل مفعل. أفعل لا تفعل. أنزل ينزل إنزالا منزل منزل. أنزل لا تنزل. أرسل يرسل إرسالا مرسل مرسل. أرسل لا ترسل. أسلم أحسن أنفق أوكي. من تفعل يتفعل تفعلا متفعل متفعل تفعل لا تتفعل تفكر يتفكر تفكرا متفكر متفكر تفكر لا تتفكر تذكر يتذكر تذكرا متذكر متذكر تذكر لا تتذكر توكل يتوكل توكلا متوكل متوكل توكل لا تتوكل تعلم يتعلم تعلما متعلم متعلم تعلم لا تتعلم تربص تبين Okay, so Alhamdulillah, I'm not going to, I think I gave you only 2 weeks for the babs, the second week and the 5th bab. So your homework inshallah is to complete this with translation, which is actually last week's homework. But also your homework is what? Your homework is to do the Mazeedfeehi from the Quran on the 5th bab. Mazeedfeehi from the Quran on the 5th bab, that's where you apply it. And again, the Mazeedfeehi from the Quran is quite challenging if you do it. If you don't do it, it's not challenging. But if you do it, it is challenging. It's up to you. But challenge yourself, inshallah. What's the saying in Arabic? من خاف صعود الجبال يعيش عبد الدهر في خفر. Whoever fears ascending the mountain will live forever in a cave. Whoever fears to ascend the mountain, you're prepared to leave your cave and get into the sun and to walk the steep hill, you'll forever remain in the cave. So sometimes these things are like leaving the cave. You know, it's uncomfortable and it's difficult and all those things, but that's the only way we can ascend. Because the mustaqim sirat path is also an elevated path from the word qama yaqumu. Alhamdulillah. Okay, some announcements. That's your homework for Mazeedfeehi. Just some announcements inshallah with regard to, let's do fragrance first of all. So, okay, before fragrance, this Friday we are having a Qiyamul Layl for females in partnership with Zahra Institute inshallah. So this Friday is Qiyamul Layl at the Ranga Road Masjid at 7:15 and should end about 10 o'clock or so. From 7:15 till 10 at the Ranga Road Masjid. It's an all-female Qiyamul Layl, so it's I think that we don't have enough of these all-female events, and it's a different feeling altogether, different atmosphere. It's more moving, and I think we're more sincere than us men sometimes. So it's a beautiful event. So those who haven't been, the format is generally that they would have some student talks, but they also translate a portion of the Quran, small portion like a page or so, and then they read that same portion in Salah, into raka'ats of Salah, so you understand what you're reading in Salah, and then they have some dhikr and they have some dua, and that's the evening. But it's generally a very beautiful evening. So at the Ranga Road this Friday at 7:15, we'll send you the information, but you should get there early. It's normally very, very full. Very, very full, and don't bring small kids along because I don't think they have babysitting service, inshallah. Next thing, on the 17th of March, we're having the Fragrance for the Soul event for the sisters. Some of you have been and some of you have not been, and we want you all to be there this year, inshallah. We're changing the format this year. In the previous events, it was more like a fancy catered function. So this year we're moving more to the spiritual banquet function. So a different type of flavor, but I believe it will actually be better, inshallah. So it will be at 17th of March. Is Sunday the 17th? Yes. So at Sunday the 17th at Stichman Road Masjid at 9 a.m. till about 12:30, inshallah. So 9 o'clock at Stefman Road Masjid, inshallah. The program will be that you will arrive there, and it's only for Mizan students. So you'll arrive there, and we will have some student talks, and we also have some of the tutors will be giving some nasiha as well. Also my wife, Malima Radia, will also be there. She will do a talk there as well. And then also you'll do Salatul Duha together. So you'll do 2 raka'ats of Salatul Duha in a jama'ah. And also you'll have a dhikr. Malima Radia will lead a dhikr also. And you'll have a dhikr together and some dua at the end. And then, so the program will be short. We've got 2-hour program. Not a long program, but a nice 2-hour program. And after it you'll have some light snacks. But not like last time, like light, I mean like some water, fruit, dates. We keep it light. And also the event is there's no cost. So also we're removing the catering because I didn't like the idea of having a cost to it. So there's no cost for the event. So it's open, but it's only open to Mizan students. Yeah, maybe if there's extra space, we'll allow you to have an extra person. But let's say the first week, so I can ask you just to register maybe this week, inshallah. So we know how many people are coming, and we can open up to bring 1 person or someone. Okay. Any questions? But it's during class time, so we expect you to see there's wajib to be there as part of, we have registered there also as part of class time. So we want you to be there, inshallah. Don't miss it. Okay. Brothers, got your visa? So, okay. Who of you have not been on the camp yet? Okay. More than half of you. Okay, so I need to do this camp promotion right now. Just Bismillah, first. No, I'm just joking. Okay. So this year's camp will be from the 15th, Friday the 15th. We meet normally at Maghrib. Maghrib, after 6, 7, obviously come from work, so it takes a while to get there, maybe after 7. But we try to start after Maghrib. It will be in Villiersdorp at the SOS camp. We'll send you all the details, but basically you can picture the Tier Waterskloof Dam. You just go over there by car, and then just to the left is then you'll find the camp there. Okay, so it's in that area basically. What is the camp about? People who haven't been on the camp may not know what the camp is about, so you have like a weird perception of it. You with me? So first of all, they're not camping in tents. You know, it's not like kumbaya and around the campfire and all that stuff there. It's like dormitories and stuff, so you sleep in a building and it's comfortable enough. It's basic but comfortable enough. So it's like obviously like it's a proper infrastructure there and so on. But in terms of the theme for this camp, is developing self-leadership. So it's introspective, it's developing yourself as a leader, understanding yourself, understanding leadership, and developing self-leadership. So it's a personal development camp. It's there to develop us as men. It's a brotherhood camp. Okay. So what is the camp about? So basically, in terms of what we have at the camp is we have the teachers, Mawla Zakaria, Mawla Muhammad, myself, and the teachers there. They'll be there. They'll all do a short presentation on an aspect of developing yourself. You know with me? So they'll do short presentations by the teachers. Then we also have students who present, and they speak about their experiences on a practical level, as a parent, as someone who works in corporate, as you know, how do we deal with these practical issues. So we have some short student presentations. Then we also have a workshop or 2 workshops at the camp where it's not a talk, it's more like an interactive session where we discuss development, and we share ideas and so on. So we also have some workshops. Then also on the spiritual side, we have our collective du'as in the morning, our collective du'as in the evening, and we also have our adhkar together, du'a together and so on. So also there's this kind of spiritual feeling. And we also have lots of team building events. So there's an obstacle course, there's some hikes, there's a pool there, you can swim as well. And obviously we have to eat, so we eat together, and we eat well, alhamdulillah. And we have to pray, we pray together. And you get a little bit of sleep also in between. So that's the camp. But I'm telling you that for those of you who haven't been, the camp for many people is life-changing. You know, like, I don't know if your husband's been. How many of your husbands have been? Was there any change since they came back? They're just the same. Do they have a change? And who else had a change?
I'm not able to see that.
No, the husbands, there's a change. Because there's a lot of introspection, a lot of thought. Because us men, we like bottle up things and we like have our layers and our outside and inside realities, and we have all the complications going on. The women often don't have that. They're more open to share who they are. We like have all these layers. Even brothers meet and ask, so what challenge are you dealing with lately? I'm struggling with myself. You talk about rugby because there's some men don't you don't get in that space. We like maybe 2 words. So it's a space. It's not a counseling session. It's a place for personal development where we deal with these issues. So we want to encourage you to come. In terms of numbers, we generally try to get between 100 and 120. So what we're doing is, this is an important part for the brothers, is that registration is open already, right? So you got the email or WhatsApp. But we haven't gone public like Facebook marketing, all this stuff with the camp, because we are giving the Mizan students until Tuesday, like exclusive registration opportunity in a sense. We want you to register before Tuesday. Payment can be on the 11th, payment can be at the camp, payment can be at the end of the month if you have to, that's something separate. But you must register online so we know what the numbers are. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, we will see what the numbers are and we will go public to fill up the rest, inshallah. Okay, so we're asking you to register. In terms of the cost is 620 Rand, and the camp is run below cost. So Mizan actually subsidizes the camp to cover the cost. We're trying to keep the camp somewhat affordable because we don't make it too expensive. So we're actually subsidizing the camp. So we do ask people who are able to sponsor someone on the camp or half sponsor someone to do so, because some brothers can't afford the full 620, they can maybe for 300 or 400. Then we try to find funders to make up for them as well. We want to keep it accessible if possible, but we obviously need to cover, there's quite a bill. It costs I think 50 or 60,000 Rand to run the camp in terms of costs and food and all this stuff. Okay. In terms of transport, we have our own Uber service. So basically, if you have a car, you say, I have a car and I can offer a lift from this area. Alright? And if you don't have a car, you say in the form, I need a lift. Then we have our brother who's the Uber service. He will phone those who have cars to see if they can match those who don't have cars. So we basically sort out the transport like that, okay? So if you don't have a car, we'll match up with the Uber service somewhere from one of your brothers, inshallah. So that's a camp, it's a beautiful experience. I asked Brother Fakhri just to share 2 or 3 minutes on the spot. I just went to him now to tell him Bismillah, share 2 or 3 minutes of your experiences on the camp, inshallah. So Bismillah, Brother Fakhri. You can do from there, no problem, inshallah. Oh, you must.
I can speak loud enough.
No, but there's one here. There's one here.
Can you hear? I guess for me, as Maulana said, it was absolutely life-changing experience. I've been on 2 camps, and Alhamdulillah, I've got a visa for the 3rd one. So I'm hoping to bring my son with me this time, because I think the journey is more special, especially since the 2nd camp that I went to, where one of the Mizan students brought his son along. And in one of the group sessions, to just listen to the experience that the father and son brought together, for me it's actually life-changing, because you can relate to that as a father, as a parent. And I mean, what those 2 people were to no names mentioned, as and from there I decided I have to bring one of my sons, either the big one or the small one. But there was something else that happened also on the 2nd camp that I went to, of one of the more senior students at Mizan. And it's difficult to relate to people, because it's like, it's so personal what you go through when other people experience and share their almost life-changing experiences with the brothers from the camp. And then for me also, at the last camp, we had non-Mizan students, and some of the things those guys told us. You have to go home as a changed person. There's no way you're going to be the same person when you leave the camp. I mean, Maulana put me on the spot big time here, but okay, alhamdulillah, hopefully I've done justice to the Mizan Brotherhood camp, inshallah.
I think Brother Fakhri, actually when I was speaking, it's almost like someone goes on a Umrah and you ask them like, how was your Umrah? Well, they got a Hajj and how was your Hajj? What they can tell you to make you feel it? They can't tell anything. Makkah was warm. I think they'll say, you know what I mean? That's what they'll tell you. Are you a fool? You know, but they can't relate the experience. You must be there to experience it. So I just want to show you just maybe just a few photos from our last camp, and then we'll carry on inshallah. I think Brother Fakhri mentioned important thing also is that we do encourage fathers to bring their sons. In terms of age, your son should be able to manage himself, because you might be in the program, he can go play outside with his friends and soccer and stuff. We leave them to enjoy. So he must be able to manage himself. He mustn't disturb the program also. So we have a 2-hour program, they can't be disturbed, making noise and so on. So we are probably like 10 years old, 9, 10 years old up, they must be sufficiently mature to deal with themselves. And the camp is also like very chilled out also. You don't have to like act pious and stuff. We come there to get pious. You come like you are, inshallah. All the rough edges come, inshallah, bismillah. We come in there to sort ourselves up. They don't like sound like a spiritual camp now, you know, like everybody's going to be on the level. The one's going to be floating there. You know, no one's floating there. We do swim though. So that's the only floating we're doing there. But so just it's like a chilled out, you know, normal people coming together for special reasons. So this is like one of the places we went to is on the screen. Oh, okay, I'm looking at the photos alone, yeah. Okay, you're missing out here. Okay, but if I can't show you now, it's fine, inshallah. Everything on Facebook, the albums from the previous camp are on Facebook. So you're welcome to check it out there, inshallah. And the last thing I'll say for the brothers is that, and for the sisters also, is that I think one thing we experience less and less in this world is love for the sake of Allah. Love without an agenda. Not love because you're my neighbor, or love because you're my family member, or love because we work together. Just love, al-hub fillah. You know, when you say I love you for the sake of Allah. And that's, the camp is one of the times you experience that. Why? Because all these brothers are coming together, not because they want your connection, or they want some of your materials, or they want, you know, there's no other reason. They're just on a path to Allah. And the person they're meeting is an ordinary person like them on the path to Allah, and they're only meeting for the sake of Allah. So really it's to experience, and the camp has a warm atmosphere, it has a loving atmosphere, because we're all, alhamdulillah, coming with the right etiquettes and so on, and the beautiful hearts, and you know, it's a beautiful experience. And maybe to end off with the Prophet ﷺ says that there are 7 categories of people who will experience the shade of the arsh of Allah on the day of Qiyamah, on the day where there's no shade. Of the 7, how many do you need? If the Prophet ﷺ says there are 7 categories, how many categories do you have to be in a minimum to qualify? 1. So even if you miss out on the other 6, if you get in one, because it's like a door, if there's 7 doors, you enter one door, you're in. I believe that one of the easiest categories there is what? Rajulani tahaba fillah. Rajulani, 2 people, or 2 men, or 2 people. Tahaba fillah. They love each other. Tahaba. They love each other. Come to the Bab still. They love each other for the sake of Allah. And you can tell this. Ijtama'a alayhi wa tafarraqa alayhi. Ijtama'a. 8th Bab, we're coming to this inshallah. Ijtama'a, they meet upon the love of Allah, for the sake of Allah. Wa tafarraqa. 2nd Bab. 5th Bab. Tafarraqa, and they separate for the sake of Allah. So they're meeting, they're coming together, and they're separating. There's no other need except for the sake of Allah. The Prophet ﷺ saying, if you have this love, it is a ticket to the shade on the day of Qiyamah. Just to love someone like that. How to be, not asking you Qiyamul Layl and give you a wealth. We're just asking for the right heart. The right heart to meet someone and to love someone like that. So even sisters also, the quality that applies to you also. Just to love someone for the sake of Allah. And in the camp you can experience it. There's genuine concern and love for each other. So it's a beautiful experience. May Allah make us all that we may love each other for the sake of Allah. Allah must remove all the hatred, all the dislike, all the bad thoughts, all the critical thoughts. Allah must fill our hearts with what? With love for each other, with good thoughts, for 70 excuses, 100 excuses, 1,000 excuses, with the best thoughts for each other. And that's the key to this ummah. The key to this ummah is that when this ummah has love, this ummah will become one, and this ummah will rise, inshallah. So that's the camp. So book soon, inshallah. And also last thing about the visa. I know it's difficult sometimes to even think of yourself being away from your family. Like how they're going to manage, and it's a bit difficult for them. Whatever difficulty they're going to experience and whatever logistics you must arrange, the benefit to the family of you changing your life, you can't measure that. You're being away for 2 days or 1.5, it's actually 1 day, Saturday and a half or Sunday. You being away for 1.5 or 2 days, that change in you, it's worth 10 times that. So that small sacrifice your family goes through. I leave my family also. I have 3 small daughters. My wife is alone at home. You make whatever you can do, you make the arrangements, and it's a bit of a sacrifice. But the benefit to the family afterwards is priceless. So sometimes there's a small sacrifice, but there's a great benefit. So you also welcome it. All those for Mizan, you're welcome to also register your husbands and your. So the camp's not only for Mizan only, but we're telling Mizan students first. So you want to bring your son, you want to bring your husband, and so on, you're welcome to do so. I'm just saying Tuesday we're going to go public. And we have to close when you reach a number because we can't be too big. Okay. Alhamdulillah. Any questions? Surah Al-Fatiha. Sorry, Anna.